When remarkable things happen, lots of religious people credit God with interceding in the world, making things happen supernaturally. People who don't believe in God say, well, it's just one of those things, it's a coincidence or something like that. Let's look at a few examples. When an assassin tried to kill Pope John II by putting a bullet through his chest, the bullet went in and out the other side, but it didn't damage any of his vital organs. Now that's kind of strange, don't you think? But to go in and out, because when you look at the anatomy of the whole torso, it's just packed full of organs, nothing but organs. So how can you go through and out without damaging one of them? Well, it's in theory, it's theoretically possible for it to go a certain trajectory, just miss everything or just get in between everything. But really, that's a remarkable, thing to happen. Very strange. Didn't touch the spine either. So, but you could say well, it's just one of those things. And then there was the bomb in Malta. Malta was the most bombed place on the planet during the war because the Germans were desperate not to have an airfield that could attack them directly. So they bombed and bombed. And one of the bombs went through the dome of a great big church there, the second largest church dome in the world, actually. And it went through the dome during a service and landed in the nave in front of everyone. And they all obviously thought, well, some were praying, some were thinking we're going to die now. But the bomb didn't go off. Now, it's not unheard of for a bomb not to go off, but it's very unusual. And some would say, I think those people sitting there looking at the bomb, when it didn't go off, they would credit God with intervening there. But of course, you could say, well, some bombs don't go off. It might just be a coincidence. Okay, could be a coincidence. But you might have trouble with this one. When Hiroshima was bombed with a nuclear bomb, there was a rectory next to a church where 8 Jesuit priests were living, and it was less than a kilometre from the epicenter of the blast. That means temperature would have been about 20,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is not compatible with life. The pressure there would have been over 600 pounds per square inch, which would destroy anything living. And the radiation, of course, would have done a lot of damage. But they all survived. They all survived and also didn't get any radiation poisoning, didn't go deaf, didn't go blind, had no injuries. And they lived over 30 years. All 8 of them lived more than 30 years beyond that. Now, that is very hard to explain. I can't understand that. I can understand it in terms of God's intervention. I can't understand it any other way. If you can think of a reason why they didn't die, let me know in the comments. Please don't be insulting and rude. I don't like it when you do that. If you've got a way of explaining it, great, explain it. Let us know. Enjoy.